We had the New York City mayoral debate in which Zohran Mamdani faced off with his other rivals, Andrew Cuomo and Sliwa, the Republican who amazingly is still in this race. Fox News, though, continues to just absolutely melt down over him, over Zohran, that is.
New warnings about Democrat socialist Zohran Mamdani and how he could usher in the demise of America's financial capital.
Critics call it imperative to protect New York City from Zohran Mamdani's extreme and dangerous agenda.
Zohran Mamdani refused to call on Hamas, a terror organization, to disarm. Apparently that's fine.
Zohran Mamdani in particular is dominating with foreign-born voters. Is that concerning?
I think that it's a little naive to not be alarmed by this.
Chances are very high that they will now elect an actual communist to run America's biggest city, and not just any communist, Zohran Mamdani.
Look, I feel like this is just part of the playbook we've seen over and over again at Fox and across far-right media, which is that, these are the latest boogeymen as red meat for your base. It excites them to see these characters or these political figures and to go after them. What do you make of this? And do you think that this hysteria just blows over?
No, I don't think so. I think he's the top boogeyman in right-wing media right now, and it's going to continue because it's clearly generating a response from their audiences. And so they're going to continue feeding them what they want to hear. And I think it's not unlike anything we've seen before. Ilhan Omar and the Squad and AOC come to mind, where Fox News and the right-wing media sphere portrays them in the harshest light, makes it seem very much otherizes them, makes it seem like they're cozy, maybe with like Islamists who hate America, and they've got the secret agenda, and we can't really trust these people. They don't like Western civilization. They could lead to the downfall of capitalism, all this stuff. It's the normal playbook, and they're running it on Zohran. What I do think is interesting, though, John, is that Zohran has been able to communicate directly to voters for the past year or so on social media. And that version of him is just so much different than the version that's villainized on Fox News on a daily basis. And even when he went on Fox News, I think it was one of those rare moments where that audience saw a very different person than they're used to seeing, because he was smiling, he was able to answer Martha McCallum's questions, he was engaging on policy in a thoughtful way, and typically, Fox News does not portray him in that light.
Yeah, I think that they've been whipping up every possible fear and concern about what a Mamdani administration would look like. They've run numerous segments about how businesses are going to flee New York. They're talking endlessly about how dangerous he would be for crime in the city. I mean, they're really just clearly showing what they think about him. And this is just across the network's coverage. Will Cain just openly saying he represents a threat to Western civilization. I mean, they're not even trying to be subtle here.
They're so worried about New York City. I thought they don't even like New York. Do these people live in New York? I thought it's uninhabitable.
It's a very good point. Although I think for some people like Sean Hannity, doesn't he just do his show from his house in Florida now? And Laura Ingraham is not even going there anymore either. It's like they're talking about this and they have just no connection to it anymore, but they're just so worried about New York. But this feels like it's part of their standard playbook, and we're going to continue to see more of this. And I do think for that channel right now, which is facing controversy after controversy, scandal after scandal, the White House East Room is literally being physically torn down with these visceral images. You know what a great distraction away from that is? This communist socialist guy and who's going to destroy New York City and enter a giant crime wave that will wipe out the city and send businesses fleeing and Americans harmed. That's a great way to distract from actual things that are happening literally right before our eyes in this country. Immigrants being rounded up. Once you have not committed any crimes other than to enter this country, we can ignore all of that because we have this right-wing boogeyman that we can continue to to talk about and to keep the audience excited and freaked out about. But I do think they're also worried at Fox, and maybe those largely across in the sort of right-wing leadership space, that Zohran Mamdani represents actually a new wave of politics on the left. And I think that they're worried about his direct to people message and his ability to sort of just wade through this stuff. He went directly onto Fox. We talked about that before and did an interview there. And he very successfully combated their questions and then turned to camera and talked directly to Donald Trump. And I think that was a very smart use of the media. And I do think that there are some fears that he represents a new way for politicians on the left to speak to people. And they're doing everything they can really to try to, to ruin his reputation in the meantime.
Yeah, it's so interesting how the free buses apparently show a disrespect for American culture and Western civilization, but tearing down the entire East Wing of the White House. What's there to look at?
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Zohran better not change any of the carpeting or anything inside the New York City mayor's mansion, because that is going to be a big scandal. Thank you for watching Power Lines. For more analysis and insight, subscribe to our YouTube channel down below, like this video, and you can watch more of us right over here.